Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here, Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020 in New Vienna, Iowa. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't know what's going on with the colors here on the camera today. This hat is supposed to be very blue, but it's showing up like very light blue. So it's kind of weirding me out. I don't know what's going on with that. But how's everybody doing? We got lots of people here already. Not really Hank Aaron in here. He's in his driveway. He's here, but he's in the driveway bringing in groceries. I think holding onto the phone and like maybe doing a juggling act at the same time. Don't drop any of the groceries. Not really. Good luck. Underestimated's here from New Zealand. Awesome. Glad you could catch the live stream today. Regan Dugan says hi. Chris Yao says hi. Louis Becerra says, yo, what's going on? And we got Alex Goldvarg says, Kofuzi, what's up? Would you ever host a podcast where you talk to other runners? Yeah, I've done some of that, and I would love to do that more. But I think it's hard. I stopped doing it because it started getting really difficult to just make sure I had enough people scheduled all the time. And so, like, one, I don't like asking people for help. Number two, I don't like having to coordinate people's schedules. And those are the two reasons. That I used to joke with my wife that back years ago when we were getting married, I was like, what wedding planning combines all the things that I don't like. So that was a hard time for me. And like scheduling other runners is very difficult. So like I was doing it for a while, trying to get someone like every day. That became really overwhelming. And then it was like every once in a while, whenever someone I can get will show up, I'd do that. And then it's just hard, you know? And then like I was realizing what lots of people like on TV are realizing is that like doing web like or virtual meetings with video is difficult and it gets annoying. And so there's always like technical difficulties with the internet stream, with the audio, and it was just a lot. And so it just became a lot harder. It also was a very different experience than what this is, because this is like me talking to you guys. There's chat that's going on, and there's a certain pace and cadence to it, and a different kind of energy. When there's a guest, everyone like sits back and listens a little bit, and so the energy is a little different. And it's hard. Initially it was hard for me to figure out like, are you guys just bored? Do you not like this? But I think people were like, no, it's because we're enjoying the conversation. So then it became like, well, then like the whole point of it being live is for people to interact. And so then I felt like we were I couldn't find a way to really bring that in. I'm working on something. There's a tool that YouTube gave me, or that Google gave me, that can make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit easier to do. I still need to try that. So that's kind of like on my list of things to test out. But yeah, I would love to do that more. And I think I need to like revisit that. JC says, missed yesterday. Good to be back on the correct path. Hope you're all well. That's good. Glad to see you. Martha says, from Not Really Hank Aaron, that's dedication, juggling the phone, groceries to not miss a minute of the live stream. Indeed. Oh, and it's dedication like that, which makes me really upset when I can't be here on time. Today I was on time. It was close, but today I was on time. Drake Holtree says, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hopefully it's cooled down a little bit in Texas for you, temperature-wise, and I hope that you're safe. Gavin Braden says, what's happening, everyone? Happy Wednesday. Lots coming over after Ed Bud. Very cool. Welcome, everybody. If you're just coming from Ed Bud's channel, thanks for staying on the internet and watching another live stream. I love it. Casey Petty says, what's going on? Hope all and everyone's good. That's cool. Doug Wood says, with the hat, it looks baby blue on with the hat. Yeah, I mean, because you saw, it was on the video today, and it'll be on the video tomorrow. I wore this hat. It's definitely very blue, but I don't know what I did with the colors here. I think I messed something. Also, the other thing is GoPro color is much more saturated and contrasty. And this is the Sony that we're looking at. So, by the way, I did order a new camera. Should be here mid next week. I won't reveal what it is yet. I did make a decision. So that in and of itself kind of like gives away a little bit as to what I bought. But I'll make a video about it when it comes out. But a new camera is coming. Although like the simplicity of just like popping in a GoPro and like recording my talking parts with that has been kind of nice. And the quality I feel like has been pretty decent. So I don't know. All right. Daniel M says, after yesterday, I don't care if today's mukbang or not. I'm stuffing my face full of vegan crispy tacos. That's so funny. Today, I am mostly just kind of like carb and electrolyte loading. Yesterday, we had a big dinner. I had a bunch of vegetables, just some roast vegetables in the oven, some like zucchini, red peppers, red onions, mushrooms. It was delicious. And we had some sweet corn. The sweet corn in Iowa is delicious, and we've got it from a local farmer. The place that my mother-in-law got it, it was a place down in Dyersville in town, over by the Heritage Trail, where that tank is, if you guys remember the tank from the 10K time trial. And sometimes they have like a little cart and a person that sits there. This year, it's all in the honor system. It was, I don't remember. It was like $4 a dozen, something like that for corn. And we've been grilling it, and it was delicious. So I had lots of yummy carbs that way. So loading up. And then today I'm drinking a bunch of Gatorade, and we'll have, I think, pizzas for dinner today. So, yeah. So that's what I'm doing, getting ready for tomorrow. Today is a rest day, no running. And, yeah, so tomorrow will be the day for the big Heritage Trail run. Frank LaHillier says, I kind of wish they made shoes specifically for crushed limestone types of hats. Maybe the Brooks Catamount would be ideal. Yeah, I want to get my hands on that just because I do like that Hyperion Tempo so much. But to have like a trail or just something with more grip on it on the bottom that's designed for that kind of terrain, I think would be great. I do think that the Ultra Superiors would be good too. But one of the things I mentioned is it's this, there's no plate in it, there's no heel drop in it. I just worry that I would, like, without anything being wrong with the shoe, blame the shoe somehow. So I wanted to kind of take that out of the equation. But that material and that like level of ruggedness of that shoe I thought would be good. Similarly, like a Peg Trail or a Terra Kiger, I think those would also be good choices on that terrain where it's going to be a quick terrain. It's going to be fast to run on. So pretty excited about it. It rained yesterday a lot. So as long as it doesn't rain too much like tonight, I think we'll be in good shape. The ground will be soft, but not mushy. So it can get real muddy on there, but it hasn't rained like that. It usually gets muddy at the change of the seasons, like from winter to spring, because then it's like everything's thawing. But I think it's going to be fast. So I've got all conditions are go. So it's all on me now to like, it's my like race to lose, kind of, so to speak. Gavin Braid said, what's happening, everyone? I already saw that one. Sorry. But, it's a good comment anyway. I like the Happy Wednesday. Philip Dassonval says, hello, did you read my comment on how to use the GoPro showing your feet? I did not, Philippe. So if you have a question, the way that I do it is I have a selfie stick that has a GoPro mount at the end so I can tilt it. So it looks kind of like it's shaped almost like a golf club, and I just point it downward at my feet. So that's how I do it. Lewis Cameron says, watching from work. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm going to skip down. Sorry if I missed you guys. All right. Because I think I'm like missing a lot of stuff here. Rainrunner says, looking forward to the 50 FKT video. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think I am going to try and bring both cameras. We'll see. It depends if I ordered a GoPro accessory. It's the one that I've talked to you guys about already once before, but I needed another piece in order to make it work. If I can get it, then I will bring that 360 camera. If not, I probably won't, but we'll see. Let's see. Daniel Wen says, if you are running off low heart rate zones, do you run fast enough where you're always 1 or 2 beats before entering zone 3, or do you like to hang out in mid zone 2? So for the most part, I will run like 145 is like the top end of my zone 2. And so I usually target around 140. So that way, if I go up a little bit, I'm still within the zone. But lately, because there's lots of rolling hills here, I kind of just run at the same like level of effort. And if on an uphill, I go a little bit high, I kind of let it go. So I'm not being as disciplined in terms of my low heart rate training. If I were going to be more disciplined, I would slow down and try to peg for 140 and allow myself to get up to 145. If I go a little bit over, that's okay. So that's kind of how I do it. King James 3000 says, what's a good intro to running in intervals? I usually stop once or twice per mile. So if you want to run like intervals, if you're stopping once or twice per mile, I think a fun thing to do would be to run a fartlek. So the way that I consider a fartlek would be, I would run like 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. And by on means, pick a faster pace. It could be a little bit faster. It could be a lot faster, depending on, how many times you're going to do it. But so like have a watch that at least has like a stopwatch on it, so you could look down and kind of see where you are. And then on your off, so that 1 minute, you just run a lot easy. You can run as slow as you want, as long as you just keep moving. If you want to be a little bit more disciplined about it, you can have like an easier pace that's built in, so you don't dip too far into the slow, like shuffling category. But do that. Do a little bit of a warm up, then do 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, 2 minute on, 1 minute off, and just repeat all the way through until you have like, a couple minutes of cool down at the end of your run. That's like my favorite workout to do. It's also, I think, more fun because 2 minutes is not so long that you're like, it's just so hard. But it's enough that it gives you a workout and you feel real good at the end, and then your overall average pace should be pretty quick. Team Vapshin says, hi, what's up? Let's see. All right. Louis M says, I was late because I watched your vid, your crepe vid. And as a salesman who works at a shoe, I always advise people to just use soap and water and a toothbrush. Shh, don't tell my boss. Okay. Like the shoe cleaning material. I got it. Just soap and water and a toothbrush. Yeah, I mean, I don't really wash my shoes that much anymore. I used to I thought that it might be an interesting avenue to go, mainly because like Seth Fowler and all like the shoe tubers are big into it. So I wonder if this works or is worthwhile to do on running shoes. And I just don't think it is, but maybe for some people it might be. That's why I started to get into that. But that's good to know that just soap and water works. Like what kind of soap though? Like hand soap? Like from a pump, or like bar soap, like Ivory? I don't know. Let's see. Jazzy says, just got in after a 16K run and foam rolling while watching on TV. And new Boston 9 on the run. Oh, that's a nice way to introduce those Boston 9s. Very cool. Hopefully you're feeling good. Chris Yao says, I've completed 3 months of MAF. Interested in adding a single mile at next higher heart zone in a single run per week. Should I do this in a midweek run or incorporate into my Sunday long run? I think, do whichever way works better for you. I would probably do it in your long run. So that way, at least like your long run isn't as long. So you'll feel like the benefit more maybe in terms of your time and schedule wise. So that might be a way to do it, but I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to do it. Let's see. Pierce Kaputska says, hey Kofuzi, which do you think is more cushioned, the Adidas Adizero Pro or the Boston 9? It's interesting. There's more stack height to the Adizero Pro, but somehow, I think maybe I need to take the Adizero Pro out for another run, but I've been running in the Boston 9. The last 3 times I ran in them were just easy paces, and it felt great at easy paces. So like using it like it's a daily trainer, it was fine. And I don't know that I could do that with the Adizero Pro, but I only ran like hard in it. So maybe that's something that I need to revisit. So I'm not sure. I don't think there's as much, if any, boost in the forefoot of the Adizero Pro. I'm trying to think. I don't think that there is. And so that's where I think like the difference in terms of softness in the forefoot is. Light Strike in the forefoot is nice because I've also been using the last couple of runs I took on the SL20, which is an all Light Strike shoe. That I ran that one as if it were a daily trainer, just running easy paces, and it was fine. It was good. I had no problems with it. So I can't answer that. I can, but I don't have an answer for you. I need to do more testing. Tastefully Chaotic says, any recommendations for a lightweight, breathable rain jacket? Hopefully not too expensive as possible. There's two that I like that were just super thin, but they weren't like super waterproof either. So there's one that I liked from Mizuno. It was a super thin rain layer. It was like paper thin, but enough to like just keep the water off of you. If it's a downpour, you're going to get wet. But if it's raining, that was a good one. I forget what it's called, but it's of the type that could be packable, although that one didn't have like a little pocket that it stuffed into. It had no pockets, but it was like, full long sleeve with a hood, full zip from Mizuno. So I'd look at Mizuno. The other one that I have is one from Uniqlo, which is a packable jacket. Again, similar material, super thin. I think that one has pockets, but the jacket itself is so thin that like everything in it would bounce around if you put pockets in it. So it might as well that you didn't have pockets. The third option that I would look at is there are some rain options from Roadrunner Sports, their R Gear line. They sent me one that I really like. And it's weird because it has a hood, but it also, you can tuck the hood in underneath into the collar, which I think is weird. I just think that's a weird, like, why are you doing that? But that's another option. It's a little bit heavier of a jacket, which might be what you're looking for, but it also has the venting like in the back to let air out. So that's another option too. So those are three that I think are all pretty cheap, like under like $50 or $60 in that region. Vince Vandeper, why no daily vlogs anymore, Mikey? Well, the reason for that is because everything kind of shifted, right? So it was originally, this started out not as a running channel, but it started as a daily vlog channel. The point of view for it was like urban dad, like what city parents do, and specifically what a city dad does. So like that was the original idea. It didn't get a lot of traction, number one. But the bigger thing was I found that it got to the point where filming interactions with my family and filming activities with my family started getting in the way of being with my family. And so that was the main reason. So that's why that switched. But every once in a while, I do like to do a vlog-ish type of video. I do have one planned coming up to test out a couple of different GoPro accessories that I have. So, or that I've ordered, or one that's been sent to me and one that I'm ordering. So it's coming. It's coming. But the channel made more sense as a running channel. And so, as things grow bigger and bigger, then maybe like more becomes vlog-y, but there's still a near daily video. Most days there's 2 videos if you count this live stream. All right. Let's see. Mr. Random says, Kofuzi, did you calculate your HR using 180 or 220? I used the 180 formula, so 180 minus my age, and then like plus 5 for, I had multiple years of injury-free running, and I felt like I was relatively healthy. So that's why I came with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lewis M says, we want to see you hoop in the Nike Next B-Ball. Haha. Lewis, are you the one that someone sent me a picture of the Next basketball, the Nike Next basketball shoe? And there's something puffy on the tongue, and it makes it look like there's a Reebok pump thing on it. And I kind of want to get another pair of Reebok pump shoes. There's one that you can get that Reebok still makes now. It's a weird cross trainer. And I've been thinking about getting that shoe just to wear as like a casual shoe. But it still has the pump. I just remember that thing. Doug Wood, talking about cleaning shoes, says it should be illegal to wash running shoes. Need those battle scars on them. Yeah, I mean, I think that 2 things. One is sometimes running shoes get real stinky. That's why I talk a lot about like when the shoe collects sweat. The main thing is, one, it's gross when you like touch a shoe 8 hours later and it's still wet. That's just ugh. It's like when you accidentally touch a spider. It's just like, gross. And then the other thing is it stinks real bad. But that's like the main thing that I think about washing shoes. Then I think it's definitely could be useful. Although I still really don't do it very regularly. And then, but I can understand some people want to keep them clean. I like them when they're dirty and gross. And when I film shoes, I don't ever clean them up. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I'll clean them up if I feel like, oh, this looks like unnecessary. Like it looks like I intentionally got it dirty. Then I might clean it up. But like, which is ironic. I'm doing something to make it look more realistic. But anyway. But yeah, I like it. But I understand that there are people that definitely want to keep their shoes looking clean. I think it's just a different preference. All right. Goku runners, what's going on? Did you settle on a camera? May have missed that. I did. It'll be a surprise. It'll be here next week. But I ordered one, and it's coming in soon. I think Tuesday or Wednesday it'll be here. Doug Wood says, the Saucony Easy Pack raincoat is decent. I have that for rain showers and packs down into itself. Lightweight and durable. That's awesome. I might have to take a look at that because I do like the raincoats that pack down because a lot of times it's kind of like an umbrella. You just want to have it, but you don't want it to be bulky. You just kind of need it sometimes. But I also find that in the summer, I kind of don't care if I'm getting wet. It's only when it's like the rain would make me cold. That's when I care about it. And for me, like if it's like 40 or 50 degrees and raining, that's like the one climate that I don't like to run in. I'll run in like super cold temperatures in, like literal sub-zero Fahrenheit. Just bundle up a bunch and run. Or I'll try to run real hot. I don't do that well in there, but it's that 40 degrees and raining that's like, well, maybe I'll ride the bike today. That's kind of how I feel about it. J. Mike Remy's here. What's going on? Ross W. also recommending for a rain jacket. Where'd it go? Just had it. The Brooks jacket. Forget what the name on is. I think we all know what you're talking about, though, Ross. It's the black and yellow one that Des Linden wore. That does look like a nice one. I would like to have that one. Yeah. Rainrunner says, it seems like several of you have seen good results with MAF, including Kofuzi. I suppose I shall give it a real try. It seems like a good year to try it. I think now is a great time when people aren't running with each other that much, and you're not going to be missing out on a lot of the group run activities. This would be a good time, because then by the time that all comes back, you'll be back at you'll be back at the same spot, but now you'll be doing it it'll be much easier for you to do that. It's kind of weird to say it that like months from now you'll be where you are now, and that's good. It's kind of a weird way to phrase it, but yeah, I think you guys know what I mean. JRAM090 says, when you did your MAF training, did you do low carb, high fat diet? I didn't. I know that's what some people recommend. Does Mapatone recommend that? I think his is more about like just having like clean, like lots of unprocessed foods. But my understanding, maybe I'm wrong on this, I think it was one of the Matts that wrote, I think it was Matt Hutchinson that wrote about like endurance athletes, low heart rate training and high fat diets, is that you got to eat you got to eat like people that I don't want to say like an insensitive term. I don't think Eskimos is like the right word anymore, but like northern indigenous peoples that have will subsist on like lots of animal blubber like throughout, and animal jerky throughout winter times, where like the fat content is like 40%. And I was like, I'm not willing to convert to like a 40% fat diet, and I'm not even sure how to do that from like a plant-based perspective. So like that wasn't that interesting to me. And also I know that my diet can use a lot of tinkering to get better performance results, but it's also like I can control the running pretty easily, but then like trying to like do other things with food is hard, especially in a house where we already have a food allergy. So I was like, I'm already kind of cooking like two different kinds of meals, one for kids and one for grownups a lot of days. And then if I have to cook a different meal for each grown-up, that'd be another weird thing too. So that's kind of where I'm like, when people are like, you also got to change the diet a lot. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll listen, but I don't know. Chris Dyke talking about the Uniqlo jacket I was talking about. Oh yeah, I think you use the same one. It's the Uniqlo pocketable parka, super light and good for running. I think it's the same one I have. Martha says the Brooks canopy jacket for rain is amazing, and some are on sale now. It's a premium product, very light, but also warm when it's cold. Folds into itself, and Des Linden famously wore it in Boston 2018. The rainy one. Yeah, cool. Philip Dassenval says, my GoPro is upside down showing my feet. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, okay. So if that's what happens is two things. One, that happens to me all the time, and all you have to do is rotate the footage when you're editing it. The other thing to do is if your footage is upside down, turn on the camera upside down. Or don't, so I use quick on, so I just hit the power button from the off state, and it'll just start recording after like 3 seconds in whatever the last use settings were. So frequently I'll like hit the thing to turn on and then turn it upside down. So the footage is upside down. I don't care because I just rotate it when I'm editing it. If you need it to be natively the correct orientation, because maybe say you want to go straight from camera to phone, or you're just going to edit it like on your phone and you don't know how to, your editing program doesn't let you rotate, then when you turn it on, make sure it's in the upside down position because it has gyros in it. So it understands its position. So it'll know if you're holding it sideways in vertical filming mode or upside down, it'll rotate it around for you. So that's how you fix that. Jody Run says, I always like the slow-mo train shots in the old videos. Yeah. I missed that. But then like I started run commuting a lot, and so I didn't have opportunity to catch the trains so much anymore. But I do love like putting your phone up to the glass on a train as it leaves the station. That is one of my favorite things to film. But I felt like I was doing like the same thing every time. It was like the same thing. So I was like, is that getting boring? I don't know. Joya Club says, nice spectacles. What brand? These are Masunaga. Yeah. I'm due for an upgrade. Cause like I always get this like black plastic stuff, and I'm a real sweaty guy, and over time, it wears and eats the plastic, so it looks like gray on parts of it and like worn down. So like you could tell, like it just makes me look gross and sweaty even when I'm not sweaty. And that's what the point where these glasses are. But I'm not about to go get fitted for glasses right now. Martha says, speaking of sticky shoes, Ed Bud was sniffing his Peg 37s today using his cat's morning breath as a standard. Yeah, I saw you did like a 100-mile review. I didn't have a chance to watch it yet. But yeah, the Ride 13 is a stinky shoe. You know what was surprising me? Oh, maybe I should make a video about stinky shoes. Like which ones are stinky. The Atreyu shoe that I have, it's a stinky shoe. Like whatever that material is that the upper is made out of, it's different. I'm not running that kind of material before, and I don't know if it's just because it's the black version that I have, or if all of them are like that. But sweat got in there, and it's just it doesn't want to leave. So that's another one. So maybe I'll pick like my 5 stinkiest shoes. I think that's gonna be a video. Oh man. Casey Ace here says, made it live. It's like running in a sauna here in Massachusetts this time of year. Oh yeah, I heard you guys are getting some heat up on the East Coast now too. Ooh, good luck. Sean Marshall says, dig the blue hat, Mike. Thanks. I just got it recently. Univet sent it to me, so it's pretty cool. Univet athlete. I like it. It's got all sorts of I like it when there's graphics on this side of the visor. That's nice. And then it's a comfortable just trucker hat. Just feels nice. I'm a big fan of it. Frank LaHoolier says, the problem with Inuit, right, is that it doesn't actually apply to a bunch of people that live in the Arctic and have similar language and culture either. Yeah, I'm not sure what the term is, but my understanding is the word that I use is not in favored status anymore, so I apologize for that. I just don't know what other term to use for that culture that like lives in kind of like that Arctic Circle type area, and even to this day still may have a lot of those like cultural food legacies that still continue, where they're eating lots of preserved meats and even using the animal fat as a food source and energy source. So I don't know. I just don't know how to communicate that. Well, Martha says that's the right one. Okay, I'll go with it. Chris says the Brooks canopy jacket, the one that everyone's been raving about, is $78 on Roadrunner Sports. Well, that's a good price. It'd be hard to buy. It's mentally hard for me to buy a rain jacket right now, but that's a good price on that. Because I think that normally it's a lot more expensive, I think. Yeah, Daniel M says indigenous doesn't have that specific denotation, but it applies more broadly. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I'm not sure. I guess just like people that live in the Arctic is what I'll say. I don't know. Sergey Zam says, hey, buddy, how's your math training going on? I think it's going well. Tomorrow will be a pretty good test, I think. But I'm at the point where now, like, my conception of an easy run and my heart rate easy run are matching. So I feel like that's, like, been my goal. So, like, it's taken me a long time to get to kind of where I was before, which is weird, as I mentioned earlier. But I'm, like, I think I'm past the level where I was before, where I'm running faster on my easy runs than I probably was earlier. And it's a lot easier on my heart to do so. And so that is letting me run more mileage while not getting injured, knock on wood. And it also allows me to, when I need to, then add hard work or quality workouts on top of that. It puts me in a real good position to adapt to that quickly, rather than having to build up to that level of endurance as well. So I feel strong. I feel real strong. Vince Vanderpeer says, you eat too much kimchi, Mikey. You know, that's probably absolutely wrong, because I don't think I've had kimchi since March. Because March is when the lockdown happened. And once that happened, we weren't buying any more kimchi. I usually get it from either Trader Joe's or from the Jumbo Market in Chicago. And we weren't getting it from either of those places. And then from March to June, that's that. From June onward, we were in Iowa, where we don't have access to kimchi either. So I haven't had kimchi since like middle of or early March, probably. So there's that. Vince, we started off great. Then I feel like you're trying to hold it in, and it's maybe not working. Let's keep it together. All right, cool. Because I enjoy talking with you, Vince. Jared Crano's here. Hi, all. Just joined. Awesome. Steve Ironburg says, every time I run with the rain jacket, I wanted to tear it up after a few minutes. Too hot. I've tried a few. Would rather get wet. Yeah, I think that's totally fine, and I can definitely relate to that. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking, like, in the summer, I don't care about a rain layer. But if it's wintertime, although I guess it would depend. If I was running at altitude where it could get chilly fast with rain, then I might want to have one just in case. But like here in Iowa, where there's hills, but there's no mountains. Yeah, I don't think I need a rain jacket right now. But yeah. Not really. Hank Aaron says, do you measure your ketone production? I don't. I don't even know what that means or how I would do that. Eric Durrett says, it feels wrong watching this on the treadmill. No, that's cool. That's a great place to do it, because then you're just it's like, I hope that it feels, Eric, as you're watching this on the treadmill, or if you're just listening to it, that it feels like, we're just like a bunch of running buddies together having a conversation, sometimes about running, sometimes not. That's kind of what I hope for these conversations here. JC says, may have been asked before, but current shoe choice for mile, 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon. Yeah, people ask me that kind of a lot, but I think that it's been a while. So I think, and then we'll probably end on this one today. I'm going to end on this one too, because it's really hot up here. I'm sweating like crazy. I gotta get going. So for the mile, I don't know what I would wear for the mile. because I'm not a miler. I think like if I were a miler or a shorter distance runner, like the New Balance 5280 is specifically designed for that. So that would be a good choice, or similar shoes to that. I think for the mile, I would probably either pick maybe the Skechers Speed Elite. That's a short distance shoe for me, or the Meta Racer. For the 5K, I think the Meta Racer is still a good choice there. The Adizero Pro would be a good choice, or the Adios 5 I think would be good choices for a 5K in my mind. For 10K, I think I would like, let's see. I think I could do the Hyperion Tempo, or I could do lots of shoes in that category. Adizero Pro would be a good one. Meta Racer would be a good one as well. Those are like my faster, shorter distance shoe. Half marathon, I'm leaning more towards, I might pick the Endorphin Speed. Same thing with the full marathon. Yeah, I think that, there's not a lot of difference for me between like a 10K shoe and a half marathon shoe. I don't know if that's wrong, but yeah. And then for full marathon, right now I'm loving the Endorphin Speed. We'll see tomorrow how it works out for me. I think the Fuel Cell TC would also be a really great choice. I think the Hyperion Tempo, Boston 9, also be good choices as well. Meta Racer I think would be great for the half, but I don't think for the full. So those are kind of like some of my choices up there. Yeah, I think there's probably like two, like, only when you get to like the mile and 5K do I think there's a real big difference. And then maybe from half marathon to marathon, there's a couple that drop off. That's all. All right. Whew. Sorry about that. I know you guys got a lot of other comments in here, but I don't know why it's so hot up here today. I think this morning it was real nice and balmy, so I think we turned the air conditioning off and opened a lot of the windows, but now it's getting hot again. So I'm just sweating. I'm feeling it dripping down my back, and it's going down. It's almost like, how sometimes you get that bead of sweat that goes down your butt crack? I got that happening right now to share a lot of information with you guys, to be completely honest. That's what's going on. I got to take care of that. So I'm going to get going. Tomorrow, I'll have a video. I'll go over the gear and some of my pacing strategy that I'm going to hopefully be able to implement for tomorrow's run. But I think I'm going to skip the live stream in the afternoon, and I'll just do a race recap for the following day's video. So no live stream tomorrow, even though it's Thursday happy hour. We'll move happy hour to Friday. So no Thursday happy hour live stream. Happy hour will be Friday. Hopefully that's okay, guys. I have a feeling I'm going to be wanting a nap right around live stream time. So hopefully that'll be a good run. I'll see you guys, though. I'll be around on Strava and like on Instagram and stuff. So I'll be around there and answering comments and stuff generally too. But hope you guys are safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, everybody. Oh, God, it's so hot.